Well, Canada's unemployment rate has risen from 5% at the start of last year to 5.8%. And a new report says it's not because of big layoffs. Instead, economists at RBC suggest it's because some Canadians are having a harder time landing a job, particularly students and new graduates. Let's bring in one of the economists behind the research, RBC's Carrie Freestone. Thanks so much for coming in today.
Thanks for having me.
So what are you seeing in particular with, this cohort of students and new graduates in terms of the challenges getting into the labor market?
Well, it's really interesting because in a typical recession, we see an uptick in the unemployment rate. We see an increase in the number of unemployed people, and typically we see job losses. This is a different scenario playing out here because we've seen the unemployment rate increase by 0.8%, which would typically be consistent with a mild recession. But having said that, we've seen Canada create over 180,000 new jobs since April. So what's surprising is it's not been layoffs, really, that's been causing the uptick in unemployment, but rather, all these new labor market entrants aren't fully being absorbed by the labor force. So Canada's population has grown very rapidly last year. And what that's meant is that we've welcomed 370,000 new people into the labor market, and only 180,000 of those people found jobs. So many people are sitting in the labor market looking for work, not able to find it. And a lot of those people are students. Some of them are recent grads who've recently completed their degree. Others are students looking for a part-time job, and it's harder for them to find work right now.
Yeah, that's really interesting. We're just taking a look at your graph there, showing that the unemployment for young Canadians is higher. When you're looking at the unemployment rate overall, too, we've got another one of your graphs. Maybe we can bring the other one up, too, just to give us a little bit more context there, because you were talking about just overall, where we're at in terms of unemployment and the sort of where we would fit in a recessionary environment.
Yeah, so we're actually on track for a mild recession, and we actually think that the Q4 data will tell us that we were in a recession in the back half of 2023. And comparing this current downturn to where we were in the 90s, the trajectory of the unemployment rate is consistent with the early stages of that 90s recession, that, 0.8 percentage point uptick from 5 to 5.8%, in less than a year.
And when you talk about so many Canadians or newcomers coming to Canada, rather, over the past year, and many of them entering the labor market, that wasn't really what you were looking at in terms of the people who weren't getting jobs, though, was it? I mean, you were talking more about Canadian students?
Yeah, it's interesting because we're looking at permanent residents, and we can see that permanent residents who arrived to Canada within the last 5 years, they've actually seen a smaller increase in their unemployment rate than people born in Canada. Now, I don't have a ton of information on non-permanent residents, so people here on student visas or temporary work permits. But what I can say is that, we've welcomed 800,000 temporary residents in the last year, and only about a quarter of them are students. So it's really not likely that it's these temporary residents that are driving this uptick in the unemployment rate.
When you're looking at Canadian students and the unemployment rate among them, typically, is it, higher than the rest of the labor force generally? I mean, you talked about it being kind of challenging to land those sort of part-time jobs.
Yeah, so what I will say is, it isn't surprising that younger people are those people that are either the first people to be laid off because they have lower tenures, or also the people that are having a challenge finding work because they have less experience, right? That's not surprising. But what's surprising to us is that, in a typical recession where we see an increase in the unemployment rate, usually it's only about 5 to 10% of that increase that's driven by students. This time it's 50%. So it really is a large chunk of students unable to find work that is driving up that unemployment number. And that's different from prior recessions.
Oh,